Now, welcome to the saga of the kryptonite life. When some of the days go wrong, at the end, some of the days go right. Meaning life can make you weak, but we can walk you to the light. The life where dreams come true are just the nightmares of the hype. Where love and hate are roommates, pleasure and pain are friends. Peace and war and lovers, insane and insane are twins. Cause I want it all and nothing ain't enough for me. And all I need is love, but why y'all all up under me? Plus I would like to see every single lady's sex face. At the same time, man, I'm looking for my soulmate. I feel so religious, spirits living up above. But I gotta admit, I want my chariot with doves. And I could be a Superman and I could set you free. But honestly, I need the cash and I'm charging a fee for my cigarettes and water, my fruit juice and my alcohol, my salads and my pork chops. I got high cholesterol. Lois said she loved me, then she hit me up for child support. Lex baby mama ain't gon' never take his ass to court. Got me in this nightclub, trying to get my mind right. When she bent over, I was looking at my whole life. So once upon a time on a planet called Earth, a man dug in his pockets just to see what he was worth. Well, rabbit ears were more than Eric B. and Rakim. Then the infinite power that he was holding within got him kinda confused, obligated, misused. Got in front of a microphone a couple times and he spewed his whole guts. Some of the things he loved and some of the things he lost. Some of the funky hate, some of the funky trust. And thus mixtape became an album. Your first installment has started. You're welcome.
What's happening, folks? I'm tired as a mother, but L.A.R movement still moving. This is going to be something that I'm going to expound on the actual topic in the sense of the reason I'm doing this because I saw the Oprah podcast when they were talking about no contact from parents, right? And then they had parents and they're like no contact from kids. And part of it for me, I was looking like, man, O'Shea started already. Before I get there, O'Shea he hate on John Elway. I say John Elway one of the greatest. But he want to say he dropped back like he's at 500 yards. It's okay. That's okay. But he got a documentary. Your favorite quarterback ain't got one. Yeah. Montana wasn't the best. He just had rings. But getting to it is one of the interesting things. Like people act like some of these people say they're no contact, like it's they're like it's sobriety. Like I'm going no contact. I've been no contact with my parents for 3 years and 2 months. I'm like, who counting? And I'm not. And I'm a person who's, under that banner, right? But a lot of these people are doing it because, in my opinion, as they said, they can't handle conflict, so they just run. And no contact is like, you do something to me is no contact. I'm like, some people it is. Some people that they're tired of being disrespected or played or whatever. I get it. Other people, that's just something they're saying to make themselves look important. And the reason I start off, getting into that is because people act like this is, like they can't tell this is a no contact society. The whole nation is no contact. I ain't gonna say I shouldn't say the whole nation, but the nation is no contact. What up, Marty? Because think about it. You got, let's just start here. When we talk about the relationship market, that's why I say no contact is exactly. No contact is ghosted. Y'all don't even have half the time. y'all don't even have a reason to ghost these people. Y'all just make up stuff because you can't, your own mind and issues and insecurities made you say, I'm gonna ghost you as if it's some kind of power play. Like, I ghosted them. I don't talk to them no more. Who cares? See, after a while, even the people that you ghost, after a while, they don't care. They don't care. They go like, okay, you don't talk to me no more. Whoop de doo. Whoop de doo. So now we have that issue, right? So now you got these people playing these games, and it becomes an issue. So, and now you got these people who, hey man, are you gonna get somebody's number? Nah. Or you don't give people your number, you want to give them your Instagram or your social media handles. That's no contact. You want to you say you want to get to know people, but then all of a sudden, when it's time to get to know you, you want to send people through all these loopholes to get to you. Like, man, what you doing? That's no contact. And then a lot of folks out here don't want to deal with the concept of your dating practice is no contact, and that's why you're alone. Because you make it like, oh, you remember even years ago, people used to give people that excuse. Hey man, listen, if I give you my number, you call me right away, I'm gonna think you doing too much. You should give it like 2-3 days to call me. That's when people are young and stupid. So you want me to call you 3 days after you give me your number. Oh, so you playing games. So it's no contact. And then you have the situation where you have people on social media hollering, online date. That's really, people are doing online dating, but they're not actually. You hear people talking about, you see people in public, but you hit them up on social media because you know their social media, but you don't want to say hi to them in person. And you're right there. That's no contact. This is the no contact nation. You get what I'm saying? Like, the people are really running from actual contact with other people. And then, but I use that as a preface, really, because I'm gonna go back to something. Part of this no contact nation goes back to parenting. A lot of people that did, this idea that parental alienation. Let's just do it that way. Parental alienation is no contact. You're teaching your kids that they don't have to, that they can opt out of having a relationship with somebody, or having interactions with somebody, or building a bond with somebody. You're telling people that okay, if you could talk to this person if I say so, but you can't talk to that person, and it's all good. So what you did, so over time you parented kids to grow up and just ghost their own family members. And then they got friends and they ghosted their friends. And they got relationships and they ghosted they tried to get relationships and they ghosted these relationships. This is something that was parented into people. Because every confrontation is not conflict. You know what I'm saying? So people are running from sometimes, excuse me, people are running from conversations because they feel like it's going to be a confrontation. Because part of this no contact stuff is y'all taught people to be passive aggressive and run from the person that they were being passive aggressive to. See, because the person you're being passive aggressive to, they trying to see what's going on. And sometimes y'all don't realize these people didn't know that you was being passive aggressive. They trying to see if like, what happened, because we was cool and then we wasn't cool. Like, what's going on? Like, did something happen to you? Like, did something happen to a family member? What's going on? And then you find out these people doing this little push and pull thing with you, and then it's like, all right, I had enough of this. So that's part of the whole no contact nation. Give me 1 second. Excuse me. So that's one aspect of it. And then people forget about it, but past parenting, and I know they stopped it this year, but it's been people. How could kids were allowed to be in school on their phone for I would say at least a decade. So now they got accustomed to being in the same room with people, supposedly supposing to learn, you know, and they're off in la la land with people right next to them. Thus, that was part of the whole end of the quote unquote nightclub scene, right? People don't go out. People aren't going out and partying because they're not dancing together, because they're not interacting, because people are just on their phone. That was no contact. You don't want to get on the dance floor and dance with somebody, but you want to be on your phone and ain't even dancing with yourself. Hold on, 1 more second. What's happening, fam? So at the end of the day, now you've created a nation of socially awkward people. They didn't have friends when they were younger, or their friends was on the internet. You get what I'm saying? And I'm talking about kids. You got like you saw the thing with Roblox. Is it Roblox? Where you got grown men and predators out here befriending kids because hey man, they all on, so we playing the game. So even the games on the internet cause people to be we're cool online, but not necessarily in public. So you created a socially awkward society, and then you cultivated the fact that you don't have to interact with people face to face. You could just do it online, and it's the same, and it's not. So now we having an issue. Ironically, and you could fast forward a little bit to the job market. When people say they can't get a job because we're doing interviews, you know, on a computer, and they're telling you they interviewing how many other people, and they telling everybody they ain't got the job. They basically go. So businesses are ghosting people. They're playing the same dating game. Oh, I think we're looking for candidates for a job, and then you're not talking to a person. You're not dealing with a person for the most part. You're dealing with these systems, and all these systems telling you you're not hired. You're doing two to 9 interviews for the same place for nothing, right? And it's the same thing when you rewind the tape. When people were talking about quiet quitting, there's no contact. Like, I'm gonna just not show up. I'm gonna just kind of slowly just back out, and they gonna notice I ain't here no more. Like, that's no contact. This is the issue with society. Everything has been, we've cultivated no contact. He said, "Ain't y'all overrun with demons?" But the human resources department got smaller everywhere. So ain't that's the hilarious part. So now it's no contact, even in the job market. People, and even the people who are working. How many people you hear saying stuff like, "Hey man, I want to work from home. I want to work remote." People want to get jobs. Like, the market is getting oversaturated with people who are looking for a job that will pay them and they can still be at home. And ironically, one of the reasons, a lot of companies, especially with COVID, right? A lot of companies was cool with that at first. A lot of companies was cool with the fact that you could work from home because COVID made them think about that. And then they had this idea like, okay, man, if we got an efficient workforce, we can get more people to work from home. We could drop this commercial real estate. But what they found out was people who was working from home wasn't doing their doggone job. So now, there's a huge portion of people who want to work from home who these companies look like, they ain't doing their job. They taking too long. They need to be micromanaged. They need somebody over their shoulder. So even when the companies gave you an honest opinion, honest way to go, no contact, even with the company that you was working for, too many people messed it up. So it forced people to get back into an interactive society. But people don't, people are sitting out here like, yeah, we're going, it's just the parents. I'm going no contact from the parents. No, like the irony of it is, you can add this to the equation: the FBA movement, the delineation movement. That's no contact. People like, I'm tired of, we're tired of people, being disrespect. We're tired of people disrespecting us and being disingenuous and using us as a group. It's no contact. We're gonna do us, you're gonna do you, right? And even with that, you see people having an issue with it, right? So there comes a point when, because I saw somebody talk, I saw a few people talking about it and about the Oprah podcast, and they were mad because Oprah kept saying, is the no contact trend, right? And they was upset that she kept saying trend. And it's like, no, this is something that we doing. This is not a trend. And in my mind, I'm like, so you wasn't, so what offended you was the word trend. And here's the issue. This is what I'm talking about with the delineation thing and all the other stuff. Part of this no contact is also built behind people being overly sensitive, and like people being overly disrespectful, so you don't want to mess with them no more. And then people being overly sensitive and everything is an issue. So now they want, quote unquote, no contact from you, you want no contact from them. That was the same thing that went on with the, what was that? The LGBT movement with the trans movement, like, I identify as a this and I identify as that. We have 11,000 genders. After a certain point, people are like, look, man, I don't want to hear none of this. I'm all the way over here. Y'all keep y'all genders over there. We're done. Politically, it's the no contact nation. Hold up. Yeah, my bad. Politically, it's a no contact nation because if you're on this side of the political spectrum, I don't want nothing to do with you. If you're on that side of the political spectrum, I don't want nothing to do with you. This is how this place has always been. Go back in American history. The Native Americans are on reservations. No contact started with the Trail of Tears. No contact was in slavery. Well, no contact wasn't in slavery, but a lot of what's been going on, in this country has been that concept of you over there, I'm over here. Jim Crow was quote unquote no contact because of segregation. This is you over here, I'm over here. This is a no contact nation to the point where people don't carry cash no more for transactions because what is your wallet? What is your debit card, your credit card? No contact, right? And I say that to say people need to be prepared for this no contact world because it's not gonna magically become the 2000s. It's not gonna do that. It's not gonna people have been watching the balloon pop show, right? And if you look at the balloon pop show, sometimes people have the dumbest reasons to reject a person. Sometimes it's just dumb. And and the reason I use that as an example, and the reason why I talked about the job thing, and the reason why I'm talking about the relationship thing and the family aspect is because, and even the historical aspect of, you know, America, and why I call it a no contact nation, because it has more than one, but it has one significant through line. You have somebody who thinks they're better than another person, and I'm taking the high road by ghosting you. And it's like, and now you've empowered people to ghost everything in their life and everyone in their life. And here's the interesting thing about it. People felt, ghosting people gave people power, but at the same time, ghosting people um, gave people an opportunity to be with themselves. And a lot of people out here who are going no contact, if you quote unquote protecting yourself, the people you went no contact from probably got more peace than you do because they ain't got to deal with your BS no more. And right, that's what I mean. If you abandon with T20, that's what I mean. It's about you and abandon anyone who don't agree. That's part of the whole no contact thing. If we're not getting along, you're abandoned. If you're not doing what I want you to do, you're abandoned. If we're not on the same page, you're abandoned. This is the world we live in. It's, to me, it's getting weirder and weirder. But who am I, right? So now, to me, it's like people are. Is it a trend? In my opinion, it is. Because reverting to what I said before, I don't. I was about to say. I was about to be so raunchy just now. Okay, let me say it this way. Because let me be the old person. In my day, if we don't F with you, that's it. We not counting down the days and the months and the years. We not effing with you. Yeah, man, me and such and such fell out. I went no contact with them. We ain't been family or friends for exactly 3 years, 6 months, and 22 days. Man, it's like, bro, we done, man. That's all that is. When the last time you talked to him? I don't even know. You remember? No, I don't. Like, it's been a minute. It's been a while. That's all we could say. It's been a while. Like, I don't know. So now what you see in society is, you know, it looks like people are creating crazy situations and trying to make themselves the martyr and giving themselves the day that I got crucified was 2 years ago, and I've been no contact with all of the people who betrayed me from 2 years ago. And it's like, you didn't get crucified. Yeah, you're doing too much. Yeah, these social skills are crazy, you know. But KG, that's the thing, KG. I know how people consistently watch it because there are more people who are dumbed down in the society than who aren't. See, um, people are living a second, third, fourth, and fifth childhood. So you have people from their 20s, basically nowadays to their 60s, still in high school. And part of this no contact nation is we have a high school mentality. You know, we have, like, in a general sense, America has a high school mentality because, you can't have constructive criticism out here. Because if you have constructive criticism out here, gotta get rid of you. Person gotta ghost you. Person gotta cancel you. You know, because now all of a sudden, you know, you might say something that makes sense or do something that makes sense, and now it's a whole bunch of bureaucracy in the way. There's a whole bunch of people's feelings in the way. Of, oh well, you know, you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't say that and you shouldn't be this and da 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 da. And you gotta fit in this box that I made for you in my mind because I need you in the box to make me comfortable because I have all this anxiety. And it's like, man, y'all tripping. And if you don't conform to everything I need, we gotta, I gotta cancel you. I gotta ghost you. It's like, man, y'all tripping now. But let me go back to this. When I say it's a no contact nation, and ain't no nice way to say what I'm about to say. Like, people have old stereotypes of us black men, the deadbeat dad moniker. But nobody asked the question, how come so many people in society have a deadbeat mentality? Because people are running from responsibility. And I ain't even just talking about parents and the kids. I'm talking about the people are running from adult responsibility. They're running from other adults. Like, people are running from other adults because I don't want to see you being an adult because it's going to make me feel some type of way. So, I'm going to do no contact with you because you getting your life together and I ain't got mine together, so I don't want to see you. And it's not one of those things where I'm going to come back when I got my stuff together. Let me go grind and get it, and get it together. I just don't want to be around it at all. Uh-oh. Okay. And one of the other things about this, this no contact nation, and people don't want to. I saw the thing they said it was Scott Galloway on one of those shows because he was on an Oprah podcast too, but he was on another show talking about how people used to go to bars and drink, and drinking used to get people more into social interactions, right? People go to bars, nightclubs. Alcohol was the middle part. Part of this social awkwardness and part of this no contact nation, and there's no nice way to say this, is this modern day drug use. People are getting so high, they just in their own world and they like being high in their own little world. For the people who are doing drugs, you get what I'm saying? They're just, let me do some mushrooms and be in my own world. Let me pop some pills and be in my own world. Some people with the weed in my own world, and it's like, bro, y'all could, y'all in a full-fledged relationships with these drugs, and it's you and the drugs. That's the only thing you committed to. And when I would say people act like dope fiends, that's what I mean. And they don't really have a real reason. They're just on drugs because it's just something to do to waste time because I got too much time on my hands because, I'm not really interacting with society. So let me just get high. It's like, I'm going to get high, I'm going to play video games. Then, I'm going to do a bunch of other BS and waste time. And then I'm going to just do it all over again. It's like, bro, you tripping. You tripping. So when I say, like, it's a no contact nation, Sometimes all the contact these people get on a regular basis is with the dope man, and that's dwindling down. And then, you know, and it's weird to say this because I'm a content creator on social media, but here's the other aspect about the no contact nation. Um, People are learning more from people on social media than they are from their actual family and friend circles. Which sometimes I get it because there's so much info. It's the information age and people have information, and but other times people are using social media to actively avoid interpersonal relationships. You'd rather be on social media than interact with your family, and even to the extent that you got parents, you know, let's just say married couples, people dating, parents and children. People have a relationship with their phone, and people don't put their phone down to interact. So you got kids who they rather be on their phone playing games. Sometimes they say they rather be on the phone with their friends, and it's weird because you like to talk to your friends, but you don't like to hang out with your friends. That's retarded. Especially when you're young and you got the space and opportunity to do it. So you got young people, they don't want to be around, they're not interacting with their family because they're on the phone. You got adults not interacting with their kids or not interacting with each other because they're on the phone. You know what I'm saying? And now, you got it's so crazy, but road rage, part of what's going on with road rage is people on their phone. You can't even drive without, being on the phone. You can't drive a car without being on the phone. You can't go straight forward in life to get safe from one place to another without being on the phone. You're right. That's what I mean. Learning life skills online, but never have the time to apply it. And you have all the time in the world. But, what's going on is no contact. So when people go in no contact, people are acting like it's just a thing when it comes to relationships like family relationship. No, it's the whole society. It's the whole society that went no contact. Every part of it, to the point where even the military, you gotta remember, the military been having drones for almost 2 decades, which means even in war, there's no contact. We're not getting in a firefight, you're not getting in a shootout, you're not getting in hand-to-hand combat. It's a drone versus a person. It's a plane, a missile versus a person. There's no contact. You take the human element out of it. So even in that harsh scenario, it's no contact. So this isn't this is a norm now. Like people might say it hurts my feelings more because people think of it as a parent-child relationship, but this is how society has actually been cultivated to be no contact. It's weird to say that, but that's the reality. People got to remember they have online courses. You can go to college and graduate and never be on the campus. So now this is the whole nation. This is the whole nation, to the point where I'm gonna tell you what's messed up. We live in a society where people feel like they got to go on vacation to another city, to another state, sometimes to another region, to another continent to calm down just to interact with people. That don't make no damn sense. That's how much it used to be people were burnt out from dealing with so many people. I need a vacation to go get away from people. Now people are going on vacations to get around people. And it's like, oh wow. I need to, people tell you you gotta touch grass. When a phrase you gotta go out and touch grass, that should let you know that these people have not even been in contact with nature. You know, it's weird, but that's what it is. So this is where we're at, and this is where we're going to continue to be until people decide to revert to something a little bit more human. That's what I would say, human. But part of this no contact nation is in some ways people tired of interacting with jerks because part of this is it's been too many jerks in society that can't get their teeth kicked in because of whatever. So let me just go no contact. Let me just not be around. Let's find a way to not be around this and that. That's why you had less people. How can I say this? You had more people creating things for themselves. That's what Comic Con is. We tired of being looked at as the nerdy weird people. We got our own thing. You get what I'm saying? That's what sporting events are. This is my team. This is our camaraderie here. You know, that's what gaming has become. It's become a whole bunch of, you know, communities that interact, let's just say in certain seasons to feel normal. But the rest of the year, they have no contact with the world. The rest of the year is no contact with the world. It's just like, so now what you gonna do? You know, I used to talk about how even like, and nice way to say this, even with some of this red pill content, that's just is no contact content. If you red pill, that means like some people, the red pill was like, this is what's going on, this is the reality of the situation. Use this information, and so you don't get jerked out here when you're dealing with people. But people then morph that basically into, oh, you know what you should do? You should be really smart and just never interact with nobody. It's like, wait, what? Yeah. See, I'm not gonna fall for the traps you did. I'm not gonna fall for the dating trap because I'm not gonna date. I'm not gonna fall. I'm not gonna fall for the I'm not gonna be a simp because I'm not gonna be around to simp with anybody. It's like, okay, I'm not gonna have baby mama drama and child support issues because I'm not gonna be going out and meeting these people and having sex anyways. And it's like, oh, okay, all right, all right. So basically, you just no contact with the world. That's what the incel. I'm involuntarily celibate. No, you're just in the house all day. You're in the house. You're on the computer. You're on the phone. You're playing video games. You're watching porn. You're jerking off. You're just not in. You're not interacting with society. You're just not interacting with society. So now it's like, oh, that was the same thing. That was the same thing with feminism. Don't these men are evil. These men will beat you. these men will kill you. You know, these men will take your body. Would you rather be with a man or with a bear? I'd rather be with the bear. You know, let's have a 4B movement. And it's like, okay. And then, you know, and you see it now, like it becomes an issue where you like, oh, now they go, I need a man. I need a man because I'm broke. I need a man because I don't want to work no more. I need a man because I just don't want to pay bills. It's like, don't nobody care. You went no contact for these stupid reasons, and now, you know, adult life is kicking your behind, and now all of a sudden I need you to come and make sure I don't do nothing else with my life. Nobody trying to hear that. Nobody's trying to hear that. So this whole concept is just, it's normal now. It's normalized now. You know, and it's only going to get worse. You know, because and I hate to say this, because people aren't interacting as much, and because people aren't getting into relationships as much, and because people aren't having kids as much, more of these people are just going to get older and more lonely and more detached from society until they get desperate. And you know, I really want to be around somebody. You know, people are gonna have to force themselves outside, and a lot of people don't do that because a lot of people get comfortable in their ways, in their life, in their lifestyle, and it don't get no better. So you know, and partially, like people were saying on the Oprah thing, is people lack conflict resolution. And I'm not saying you know, if somebody's a jerk to you, just get away from them. But at the same time, you know, we're at a point in society where people are offended by everything. So people are going no contact because they're offended by something because the offense is trendy. You get what I'm saying? If you say if you do this, I'm offended and I don't want to speak to you again. And then when that trend dies down and people find, you know, poke holes in that ideology, people go, I lost a friend over that. I lost a family member over that. Yeah, but that's your fault. That's your fault. Because we gave people the we put a battery in people's back in society to let them say, you know, hey man, uh, I don't have to say I'm sorry. I just gotta walk off. I don't have to say I was wrong. I just could leave. You know what I'm saying? If I want to be right, I could just leave. And it's weird because you have people who are dead wrong walking away from everything. And maybe this is my second go around having to say this. I don't know if I said it right the early time. We have a society of people who ghosted everybody in the world to finally be surrounded by other ghosters. So now you got ghosters looking for relationships with other ghosters. You know, ghosters looking for loyalty with other ghosters. Ghosters looking for teamwork with other ghosters. And people are learning like, like I can't depend on these people. Yeah, you can't, because they just like you and you just like them. You know, it's not going to be like, you know. I look at like the no contact phrase to me is a trend, but I like there are people I don't rock with no more. I, I just said I'm from a different era. We don't. I'm no contact with you. If we done with each other, we done. You know. Don't nobody care if it's a no contact or not. You know what I'm saying? You know, but but you know, now here's the interesting thing, and I got you, Wizard Jones. Here's the interesting thing that I've learned about the no contact and the toxic thing. Um, the toxic people are the people that call everybody else toxic. The narcissistic people are the people who call everybody else narcissistic. And what I mean is, and then they wind up with other toxic people because misery loves company. So what winds up happening is because I'm gonna say like good people, even if good people get done wrong, and they just stay to themselves, they have a way of meeting other good people. It's just that's just how life works. But you know, the toxic people, they're gonna run into other toxic people. That's why these people with all these crazy stories. Oh man, I'm just looking for somebody that's really loyal and really down, and I'm just looking for somebody who's not gonna use me, isn't toxic and who's abusive and who isn't narcissistic. He's like, oh, that's you, because the irony, and I can reframe it and say it this way: um, there are a lot of broken people who are looking to get fixed by other broken people because the fixed people and the broken people don't get along because the broken people don't want to do what it takes to get fixed. So you wind up with a cycle of people just going spiraling down. And and part of this no contact, and I'm gonna use it, and I say that for a reason because when I say the no contact nation, uh, there are a lot of people who, let's just say, went no contact with people, and their life got worse, and the person that they went no contact with, life got better. And that's part of the reason why people go quote unquote no contact because you know people assume that if I get these people out of my life or this person out of my life is gonna get better. But if your life gets worse, it's you. And if other people's life get better, it's like I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. Like they're doing good without me. Yeah, because you the problem. You know, you're the problem. And a lot of people don't want to deal with the fact that they're the problem. And a lot of the people that, are on the other side of no contact and they doing well, they're not the ones on social media making these stupid posts. Man, you know, it's funny how when some people don't mess with you, then you come up when they're gone. The people that's happy and peaceful, they don't think about going to their phone and going on their Facebook and going on their Instagram and making a reel and making a story to tell the world, to put a sneak diss in to tell people, yeah, I'm up now. They don't care. But it's only the people who, quote unquote, no contact. I gotta let you know that I'm no contact with you, but I'm trying to flex on you, even though I'm no contact and I blocked you, but I hope you see me. But I put this when I unblocked you to hopefully that you can see this. And it's like, man, see that's why people don't mess with you now. you know, I can't believe you happy. I done made 172 reels to let the world know that I'm doing good and you ain't responding to nothing. It's like, oh my God, shut up. But that's what it is. No, and oh, I'm about to be so petty. Like the people you see on social media who I was in a bad relationship and watch this glow up. You look like hot garbage. So you was in a bad relationship. So you look like you was well put together when you started the relationship, and you let yourself go, and now you broke up and your relationship is over. And because now you no contact, but you want to show the world that you about to get back to your original self, and we supposed to give you a standing ovation because you let yourself go. And now you're trying to get yourself back together to hopefully get in another relationship, which 9 times out of 10 you're gonna let yourself go again. So it ain't the relationships that's the problem. It's your laziness that's the problem. But you need somebody to blame. You need somebody to blame. You know what I'm saying? You know, I was down with them fools, but then I got on my grind. And now that I got on my grind, they about to see me shine like shit. No, 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 no. You was lazy and you was hanging out with lazy friends. And something happened that was the last straw. So you're not on your grind because you actually want to be on your grind. You on your grind because you act like it's a form of get back. So what happens when you get back? You gonna stay on your grind? Probably not. People are doing things for the wrong reason. But that's like I said, we're in a no contact nation. I was boy oh boy. I, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. Well, I don't care. I don't care. Seems like all the people that was contacting people was Diddy out this motherfucker. But you got people out here tripping, and ultimately, this is what I really think. At the end of the day, I think people are no contact because they never got over that childhood fear or the childhood anxiety of getting rejected or not being or not being in the right crowd. You get what I'm saying? You got adults. You're like, what if they don't like me? So what? Y'all going no contact. You actually really what society is actually really going no contact with is, what do you call that? Not just rules of engagement, but milestones. You know, um, dang it. When they say young men need a growth period where they do something. I forgot the damn term just now. Oh, like boys need you get your mentor and they give you these tasks and it lets you know you're closer to being a man. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. But basically, people are going no contact with adolescence to adulthood. The things you need from adolescence to adulthood to become an adult. That's what people are going no contact with. It's really not other people. You know, yeah, in essence, maturation, but it's those milestones you hit. You know, the idea of back in the day. When you're 16, you learn how to drive. When you're 18, you learn how to be. You go to college, you learn how to be on your own. It's that stuff that people are really going no contact because well, I don't need to learn how to drive. I can get Uber. I don't need to learn how to cook. I can get Uber. I can get Uber Eats. I don't have to really learn how to work. I could get on social media and make a whole lot of money. It's like, you know, people are skipping steps. So they go in no contact with adulthood, with the steps that it takes to become an adult. And society is cool with that. Society is cool with that because people are going to make money off of you not being able to do certain things in the time period that you were supposed to be able to do. You know? So, for now, you know, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to call it a wrap, man. I'm going to go to bed because I need some contact with some sleep. So, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. Y'all have a good night. I'll probably catch y'all later. Like, share, subscribe, as they would say. You know, peace.
It looks like a job for Superman.
Do this,
Spoken from the lips of the young or the old, fear of me.
Yeah, gotta put it all in.
And they are Superman.
All the way. I guess I'm taking off the cake through the glasses in the trash. Being super is great, saving y'all is such a drag. Even God took a break, me I ain't coming back. I got one life to live, if you don't like it, that's your ass. Cause nobody saved me, cause when I walk I'm just a peon. I could use somebody just like I'm the Kings of Neon. This world is cold as ice, mixed with salt, mixed with Freon. They got me pissed off, but that's better than being peed on. For eons, human beings took kindness for weakness. When you constipated, you start to appreciate shit. Put before you life and death, and you just gotta choose. The kryptonite life means you still follow the rules. If your credit's messed up or your bills ain't paid, then it's getting disconnected. Can't nobody say the day. And I can fly, leave a building in a single bound, but I can't stand fair weather friends and I just fly around. My super friends in Justice League, only folk I kick it with. Kill Lex Luthor, so what, we had to finish it. Kids play games and adults play for keeps. And me, I play to win, but I ain't playing in these streets. And life is not a joke, then again it ain't this serious. Superman can say the day, but God can say the Superman. Saga of the kryptonite, life just ended. You enjoy listening? Man, I finished it. Lois, come holler at me. I got an ice couch. Thank you for coming out, listening. I knew you would like it because we made it. I'm so frigid and so fly.